Hi everybody and welcome to the Axion live stream. Hope everyone's having a good time. We're just going to wait for a few people to come on, and I'm just testing the sound, so it looks like it's working well. So welcome everybody. Wait for a few people to load up there. We've got 5 people watching now, so great to have you all on board. Let yourself be known in the chat. Look forward to it. Hi Lisa, great to have you here. Just going to wait till a few people come over from Telegram and from Discord. So if you've been over Discord, some of the chat going on right now. It's been a pretty interesting chat lately, so it's been pretty good. So we're going to get into, obviously talk about price and the auction today. We're also going to get into the liquidity replenishment notice that came out. And have a quick review of that, just a reminder of what's going on with that. Alex K, live show. Thanks Alex. Alex is our moderator on the chat, so great to have you here Alex. Live show represent, daily live show. Wasn't on yesterday because we had Axion Today show on. So I just left it at that. Lisa Shell, I'm trying to withdraw from doing auction and it wants to charge me 20, 30, 28 bucks. Yeah, Lisa, I would just leave it at the moment. The fees are really high on Ethereum at the moment, so probably just leave it for a bit later. Also, if you go onto Discord, you can type in !gas, and it will give you some details there. So you can see it's given that there. That's if you've got an error. If you've got an error, you can use this. Let me just reports the account price. Just got to get this gas fee estimation. Here it is. Reports. Trying to get that down a bit more. Some users. That's sort of the details there, Lisa. Yeah, the fees are quite high at the moment. Alex K, Axion Today show yesterday was great. Nice to get Sheldon's perspective. Really was great to have it on there. So pretty neat. Just jump back to the auction page. So we've got some people watching now. Hey Jordan T, welcome. Neil in the house. Hi Neil, great to have you here. So we're just letting it fill up a bit with a few viewers. So it's great to have you all here. What was I going to say? We're going to have a look also at the market price for Bitcoin and Ethereum. Thought we'd pull that in today as well, since it keeps trying to get up to that 20,000 mark. So we are in a what I call a quasi bull run at the moment. Obviously we're back to all-time highs for Bitcoin, but we really need to break that if we're going to move to a full-on bull run and a new all-time high for Bitcoin. So we'll have a look at that a bit later. You can see the auction actually is performing pretty well. All the best, all good, Lisa. I was trying to do some transactions too, so I'm waiting for it to pull back a bit to do some of my transactions with Ethereum in terms of the free cost. So you can see at the moment we've got 6.7 million in the Axion pool. We've got 5.34 ETH, so oversubscribed again. There we go, oversubscribed. The Uniswap price is 4.2 million, so we don't recommend that you go in on these auctions at all. You've always got to keep in that Uniswap price. So just to remember that. So here we are, we're at tomorrow's auction's already at 3.5 million. We've got the weekly auctions getting up towards the top of my band. It's at 4.4 billion. And you might have seen I've just put a new poll out today on my channel, and I just got, because we've got over 1,000 subscribers, it took about a week or two, but they've given me community notices so I can do polls and stuff like that on a community tab, I think it is. So let me just see that, yeah, so I can create posts is what they call it. So I've got one in there at the moment about can you complete the well, the auction gets sold out, the 5th mega weekly auction. So we'll see what happens there. Neil says bots going wreck an auction today. Yeah, and getting I mean, he says. That's true. So we'll have a quick look at that. So we've got this mega auction. That's going, in my view, will be sold out with about maybe 800 ETH. You could probably take that out, maybe 1,000, depending on what the Uniswap price is at the time. The other thing I want to bring up was staking rate, because of, so the staking rate is 1.087. So that's a huge difference now from 1. And what the importance of that is that you want to stake earlier. The reason why this is accelerated so fast is because of stakes maturing. So stakes maturing and the ROI goes into this share rate. So we've had 4 massive mega weekly auctions. We have some giant whales actually stake for 2 days or a day, and they get that mega auction dividends from the auction market buybacks, and that's helped to accelerate the share rate. On top of that, all the winnings from the auction gets auto staked for 14 days, so we've had those to start to mature, obviously, and those also impact the share rate. So that's why it's climbed so fast. I mean, we're just done a month, and it's already up at 1.087. So if we go back to this auction here, with the 5th mega weekly auction, we should see that disappear. We will have smaller auctions, and I'm thinking the daily auctions might get something more like this, where you've got 100 million at best, maybe 200, 300 million, depending on penalties flowing in. But that's probably going to be the bigger days going forward. Obviously, the team has something up their sleeve regarding Hex free claims, so we'll find out what that is, and that may reinvigorate some of those bigger weekly auctions. So we'll just keep a lookout for that. So hopefully that helps. Is that this share rate, it should slow down after this mega weekly auction, but they'll probably go to 1.1 or something. It's going to really climb with that last mega auction and maturing stakes as well from earlier mega auctions as it impacts the ROI. So that's why I say better to stake longer, earlier now to get the better share rate. Obviously, you get less. You're going to need more Axion to get shares. The other side of it is that we on this channel we recommend obviously going into mega weekly auctions is the best deal. Also, we recommend basically doing staking ladders where you stake a certain amount over different periods of time so that they mature. You don't get charged penalties, and you have a nice passive income. So you might have one stake for 1 year, one stake for 2 years, one stake for 3 years, etc. And then you might have little stakes or bigger stakes in the middle, like every 6 months. So that's the best way to do that. Cool, let's have a look at the chat before we move on to the next topic of the price. Michael, welcome Michael, great to have you here. Francesco, what's up everybody? Great to have you here. Hey, we've got 11 people watching now, it's great. So we've doubled the amount of people watching, and hopefully over the next 45 minutes we'll continue to go up. And let us know your thoughts about everything going on in the ecosystem at the moment. Obviously we've got a lot of marketing and stuff coming up in the next 4 to 6 weeks, especially over that quiet Christmas period. So that's looking pretty good actually. A lot of people online during Christmas period, so there'll be a lot of more views, a lot more people watching. So yeah. Alex Casey says hello guys. So Alex is our mod, and he's very knowledgeable about Axion, so feel free to ask him some questions in the chat as well. So let's just jump on to the next topic. We're going to move on to the price before we get onto the main event later. So price is at 0.00138, so just tracking along here, just moving along sideways. Let's have a look at that's on the 4-hourly chart. Let's have a look closer into the we'll just make that a bit bigger, and we can see that it's just in the middle of the Bollinger Bands. So that's the bottom is 5% of trading price and the top is 95%. So it's just sitting in the middle, just tracking along sideways on the 4-hourly chart. We'll have a look at the 1 daily chart. So you see how we're still not that old, we're just over a month now, and you can see that we're just starting to get some Bollinger Band numbers, and you can see this just tracking sideways in this range. So between 0.0012, so we'll just put in this little lines. This is kind of our local price path, and you know, we've hit this top part here. So we're pretty much between 00012 and 00018. That 00018, it really is the psychological beginning of the psychological band, and obviously that and 0002. So that's our local thing at the moment. We've got our last mega auction coming up, and that's going to create a completely different tone. Obviously there'll be lower auction market buybacks, and therefore dividend distributions after that. So we're back to penalties and the daily auctions and the 8% inflation. But what we're also going to see is that big whales, if they want to get more Axion to get those nice divs, are going to have to go onto Uniswap and really buy. So we're going to see what happens in that area. That's going to be really fundamental after the next mega auction. So I'm looking forward to see what happens with that. Obviously we're just moving into our second month as a live certificate of deposit. So pretty interesting times, and the team's obviously got lots of things coming up that's going to be huge for the project in terms of increasing the community. So that's probably the biggest thing, is all the initiatives to increase the community and get us up into that 50,000 plus mark. So pretty neat. So hopefully that's a reasonable coverage. We'll go to 15 minutes just to see what's happening in the local time. So there we are, folks. So we just bounced back down to there. We took a nice rise up and went to 000146. So you can see the range, it's just moving in that range. Bounce again, bounce again. So we should see it move back up from here if it keeps zigzagging around. So we'll look out for that. Yeah, we've got 13 people on the chat. Let yourself be known in the chat. We always appreciate your comments, any insights that you might have that we haven't talked about. So let's quickly go to the Axion stats. We've got 267.5 billion total supply, 94.4 billion in circulating supply, but that includes 43 billion of the Teams wallet. Also, our main topic about the liquidity providers getting their airdrops today. So we're going to talk about that shortly. We've got circulating market cap just under 13 million, so nice. And active stakes down slightly from yesterday, 18,379. Average stake length, I think that's up. I think it might have been 953, but that looks pretty similar. So 950. Average stake amount 9.4 million, nice. And this has gone up by either 4 places or 2 places. It was 776 or 778 yesterday, so it's gone up a couple places, looking good. So congratulations, that's the High Five Club. Nice to see a nice name like that. And that's basically people that have got 2.5 million Axion stake for 15 years or 5,555 days. Now, this is a key metric for certificate of deposit projects like Axion. 64.71% staked. That's really cool. Obviously, mega auctions get 14-day stakes, and so we're moving through that, halfway through that process now. We include, this excludes the dev fund and contracts, so the big fund, which is about 43 billion. And if we toggle that on, we move up to 80.41%, which is a pretty good amount. I'm hoping, in my dreams that gets up to like 92% or something. That'd be really good. So we just got to not only increase the community, but increase the culture of staking. And obviously people who stake get more rewards, and particularly stake ladders. If you're talking to people, talk to them about staking ladders, and that's pretty neat. So ecosystem, oh boo, that's great. So the wallets have just jumped up again today, so that's actually quite a decent increase. I need to track these, so I'm going to try and start tracking these. We've got 11,120. Axion today has an app coming out with a lot of this information, so we might get that anyway. So rather than me doing manual snapshots, so pretty cool. Let's take off the staked button, and we've got liquid Axion. And so we've got one whale there. That's our whale that's we talked about the other day. That whale's back, and so there we are. One liquid whale, but that whale seems to be a good whale, so we're happy with that whale being unstaked. If we add on the staked amount, we've got 43 of these whales that have over $1 billion. So they look pretty committed. I like that. We have a look at the great whites. We've got 32. We've got 32 staked. And we've got 5 liquids. So I haven't monitored these much, so I might have a look at those next time. So pretty interesting. A Hex free claim stat. So this is new from the looks of it. Each ETH address contained Hex on the May 28th, 2020. Staked and unstaked can claim free Axion at a value of 1 to 1. there's a maximum cap of 10 million per address, of course, and you keep your hex. So pretty neat. So we've got the total addresses claimed. So this is a new number. We've got 1.13%. So 2,069 addresses over 183,000 have claimed. So that's interesting. And I think the hex free claim was about 2.8% over the 351 days. So, but it definitely started out strong like that too. So we've got to do a lot of work there to onboard the hex free claimers. That's very important. So that's a main goal for the team, and obviously they've got something coming out around about this. So we'll find out what happens. But definitely in this 2000, we've had some hex whales in this because of the mega auctions were so big. We definitely got a lot of penalties coming through from them, and I personally know 2 of them at least. So there we are. Total Axion claim 10%. So there we are. That's what I said. So we had 1% do the have claimed in terms of wallets addresses, but actually we've had 10% of the possible claim. So there's definitely big whales in there that have ended up claiming that 25.7 billion Axion. So that's out of 250. So really nice. That includes overflow Axion sent to the auction. Nice. So that's a really great statistics, and thanks for Green to adding that on. And the tree pledge 368,195, 62.8 ETH, just under 37,000 US dollars. So that's really great to see. So let's have a quick look in the chat, see what's been going on. Niels Francesca says, when did you need to have hex in your account to get the free claim? 28th of May. So it says it here. You can see that here. You can see it's the 28th of May 2020, and that's when our date of the free claim is, right there. So we'll let's have a look, jump over to the price for Bitcoin. We can see that it's at 19,439. We've got the Ethereum prices at 586. People are pretty bullish on the Ethereum price for next year. Some people are talking about at least double. But I could see actually Ethereum with enough momentum actually getting up to 2.5, 3,000 range. So you can hold me to that in maybe a year's time. But if the Bitcoin breaks 20,000, I can see that Ethereum going up to 2.5, something like that. Pretty insane. Just have a quick look at the chart of Ethereum, and we'll just max that out. So you can see Ethereum hasn't even near its all-time high. Where it was up, around 50. I think the intraday high was about 15. We've got it over here. So on CoinGecko at least, it will be a different price on CoinMarketCap. It's 59.6% underneath its all-time high, which was $1,448 on CoinGecko. So there we are, folks. And I think that's looking nice, little bullish. That's what I call a quasi-bullish run going on at the moment. And I think that if we go back to Bitcoin, and we'll have a look at its chart. Bitcoin keeps trying to push up past that 20,000 mark, so we'll have a quick look at that. And here we go. So you can see here's the Bitcoin all-time high on CoinGecko. So it's slightly lower than on, slightly lower than CoinMarketCap. It's 19,423, and here we are back up again. We're currently at 19,461, but the all-time high on CoinGecko was 19,832. So that's actually been beaten. So December the 1st was beaten. On CoinMarketCap, that is not beaten from last time I checked, because CoinMarketCap is slightly higher, and so that all-time high that hasn't been touched yet on CoinMarketCap. So we're at the moment we're 2.3% below that. Now this is a critical phase. It keeps hitting it, so let's have a look at that mark there. We'll go to 30 days. It might give us the punches. So you can see it keep punching up here. There we had one sort of go, came back again. Sort of might be looking to have a second go. And really, if it doesn't do it by the third or fourth go, it could fall like a knife. And so you got to be careful. And the recommendation is that you need to get familiar with a US dollar tether or US dollar C, and just be mindful that you can actually swap out crypto into those hedge coins. Other ones, of course, are available in the market, so are also in the top 10. So just be mindful of that. Yeah, one thing you learned about the down market over the period of time was that you got to stay alert about when the market pulls back. Cool, let's have a quick look at the chat and see what's going on. Alex K responded to Francesco, I wonder if it should exclude wallets with tiny hex amounts not worth claiming due to transaction costs. That's true. Alex K, end of May, yep. And Neil says, yes, I ladder staked hex at sets of 500 each day over a few months and total waste of time. At that size, yeah, too small, yeah. Obviously, if hex is worth $1, then it's fine. But Neil says, never knew at the time fees would be this bad. No, no one did. I didn't remember anyone talking about it early on. So at the beginning of this year, in theory, you could do smart contracts for like 10, 15 cents or something from memory, maybe 30 cents, and then transactions were like 2, 3 cents. But now, obviously, it's completely up and down, and you'll be lucky to do a transaction under $2. Sometimes you can do transfers for about 50, 60 cents, but I haven't seen much difference. Often the fees are higher than lower, so you're not often, somewhere between $6 and $12. Neil says, looking for Bitcoin to go lower for some CME gap filling. Yeah, that's going to be the resistance, Neil, so we'll see. Enough whale wants to take it over, but it's got to stay over, right? So over a day or two. Tim Axion, welcome Tim, great to have you here. Imagine the market cap of a bank offering divs like Axion. Absolutely, you're so right. So places like Australia, where the banks in the stock market are really super valued, and around the world, because of all the features that they have, security, low interest, but then with other things like investments and stuff. But certificate, this is new, right? So certificate of deposits are new. You got obviously Hex, Axion, Wise Token coming up. These are the ones that that's gonna be like your McDonald's, your KFC. Slightly different features, but gives you a nice diverse portfolio with way higher yields than a bank. Which is generally most places that I know lower than 2%. So especially with all the money printing going on by central banks and negative interest rates, even like in places like Europe and I think in Japan. So that's interesting stuff there going on. So Axion offers a great return. Great thing about Axion, Neil says, everything I did wrong, I get a second chance to do better. Absolutely. Francesca, I'm staked for 3 months, but I didn't know about the 5555 thing, so now I'm just saving through my 2.5 million Axion, read half of the white paper and got chills. Yeah, nice, Francesco. You do get perks in there too, ROI perks as well, Francesco, so there's more details coming out about that, I think. Francesco says, I'm still a crypto noob, but I understand computers a bit and blockchain is going to push us into the future. Absolutely. The other thing with staking ladders, you need to stake according to your personal needs, right? That's you just need to set it up. If you think you're going to need income in a certain period of time, you need to set those stakes up accordingly, right? You just do what's best for you, and the sum of everyone's decisions will create a nice staking ladder overall. We've got 15 people on the chat on the live stream. Really great to have you all here. Let you be known in the chat, and we look forward to any of your insights that are going on in the ecosystem at the moment. We're going to jump to the main topic, and we're going to head to the announcements on Discord. And here we go. So we just had the second monthly payment for Liquidity Replenishment OTC has been sent out. So that's really neat. And here's the link there. You can see a lot of people have liked this stuff, so it's pretty neat. The team continues to move on, reward people that provided liquidity. So let's have a little go back in time and have a little look at that. So this is what it is: liquidity providers, raising $500,000 in the kickstart, and then all these people could raise performance on 3 levels. And these were different levels that people could have, and they'd get a different price accordingly. So obviously the market price at the moment is 0.00137. So these are all below that. So that's all for them offering up the liquidity. They're really getting good reward. If you're on a 6-month vesting, your allocation of Axion will be airdropped to you automatically in 6 parts, 1 month apart each. So this is the second one. If you're on a 12-month vesting, your allocation of Axion will be airdropped to you automatically in 12 parts, 1 month apart. So that's really cool. That's the backdrop to this announcement, etc. And we will use TrustDrop to allocate, facilitate and automate transactions. This allows twofold: spread out distribution and migrate potential sell pressure. Supporters of the project can get in at a discounted rate. Which we do not exclude. We do have to exclude US participants, etc. So there we are. That was the backdrop, and there's some of the details that you had to put in to get into that. That was for the launch, so 500 million for the kickstart. So there we are. That's the background. Let's have a look at the actual transaction. So if we go to the announcement, there's a transaction here. You can click on that too. I'll just put that in the chat before I proceed. So. So that's the link there. We'll have a quick look onto the chart now. Let's go to. So if you click that link, this is where it would take you. It's from this address and it's going out to all these addresses. There's 136 of them. Got these distributions. So some of them are fairly decent. There's one for 181,025,000. If you just scroll down, you can sort of see there's lots of small sums. There's 5,000. Just going through this. Lots of small $100 ones. Pretty neat. And they got in all those good prices, so that's really neat. 1,500. So they're all quite small, most of them. There's a few big ones in there. Yeah, so they're mostly quite small, but a couple of really big liquidity providers. Obviously, this one at the top here, 181 million. That must be in a very big one. You can see the addresses and stuff for that. So congratulations to them. They helped make Axion launch with the liquidity, and you know, why not? That's fantastic. So huge congrats to them. Now here's the actual Axion wallet at the moment address with the amount there. You can see that's got 94.6 billion Axion in it. And if we jump to the stake information, you can see that amount's in there. That's where the figure comes from. So hopefully that helps you. And you can see if we go into holders, we can see the top holders. So here's the team's wallet, the dev wallet, 42.4 billion Axion. Nice. And if you go in there, you can see they're probably paying stuff coming up, paying incomes for, expenses for staff expenses and marketing and other stuff coming out of there. So it's pretty neat. You've obviously got the Uniswap and this contract here, which I always forget what that one is. And then obviously we've got our resident whale that likes to get up the stuff, and they've obviously moved some funds out of there at the moment. So I'm not going to look into you can look yourself if you want to find out where it's gone. And there's a couple of the bigger ones, bigger players. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we've got 5 people over that 500 million mark in liquidity. And there we go down a bit further. So it's some interesting wallets. If we go to this only shows the last 1,000. So we go to the last 1,000 wallet, and you can see that they've got 5.4 million in there. So that sort of gives you an idea of some of the liquidity wallets that are still out there. So that's an interesting thing to look at. Let's have a look here. See what's happening. Alex Casey is 5555 is over 15 years. Make sure you know what you're doing before locking your funds for 15 years. You'll not be able to unlock without losses. That's correct. So that's very important to remember, Francesco, that it's great to be in that club if you can wait that timeline. But just make sure that you take that into account, that there are very high penalties for if you unstake, more so in Axion than Hex, for example. Very cool, but there are some benefits to it as well that get extra benefits, so we'll keep watch out for that. So we're half an hour through the live stream, and let us know in the chat if you've got anything you want to talk about in particular, any insights you've heard on Discord or Telegram that we may have not talked about today. So let us know, and any price expectations you might have for the mega auction coming up, or after it, for example, and let us know. Just jump back to the Axion auction. So once again, I just want to reiterate that share price has been going up fast because of all the maturing stakes and return on investment going in there, particularly from the mega auctions, supercharging the share rate. That's basically what's been happening, and pretty neat. We've got 5.34 ETH in the pool, well oversubscribed, and the Uniswap price is just under 4.3 million Axion per ETH. I have a feeling, this is my opinion, I have a feeling that once we get through this fifth, and what I see is probably the last truly mega auction in the billions, unless the team does something with the Hex free claims, is that that people will only be able to get Axion on the market, so it'll put more pressure on the market buys, and especially as we increase the community numbers and the wallet numbers. And we can see that with the Axion stats, that's actually been quite pleasing at the moment. With where's that number gone? With if I add here with 11,120 addresses, that's continuing to rise. That's really positive for Axion. But for me, we want to get this within 6 months. We really need to get it up to probably 30, 40, 50,000 wallets would be really pleasing. So we need to get that rate up to 1,000, 2,000 wallets a week kind of thing. So that'd be pretty exciting. Tim's Axion says the stake bonus is so high on 15 years that I think I could stake after 5 or 6 years and still be ahead of a 5-year stake. Yeah, well, if you look at that on the staking, I don't have any balance in this demo account, but if you had 100, it won't let me do anything. Of course, I always forget that it won't let me actually do anything. Then definitely getting longer pays better. You get if you stay for 15 years, you get 300% more shares. That's Francesca. If 300% more shares if you stake longer, so you get 20% per year bonus shares on your stacks. If you had 100,000, you'd get 300,000 like equivalent more shares, even though the rate's slightly lower. So you might get 90,000 shares, something, 92,000 something. But then you get basically 300,000 shares on top of that. So it's a big deal. So what that means is that with all the auctions that you get all so much higher, proportionally higher amount of the reward pool. So it's pretty outstanding. Francesca says, I understand completely. I built a race car at age 21 and I've made much dumber choices. Thanks guys. Yeah, nice one. Oh, and impressive race car. Awesome. Shame we can't post some videos. We could post your race car videos. That'd be pretty neat. Francesca says, this is nothing when you're looking at the big picture in the future. Instant gratification really makes money. Absolutely, that's true. So once again, we'll also jump to the Supercharge initiative on Discord. Don't forget to go in there and like different ideas that have been presented. You can go in and do that. So if you can do that, it'd be really helpful. So I was posting that in the chat. So the Supercharge initiative is community ideas for the next week to really help push the project further. Lil Crypto, welcome. When Moon, absolutely. I'm not sure if that exclamation mark is going to work on this channel unless Alex replies to you with a bot response. So Alex might want to do that. Lil Crypto, when will Supercharge initiative be discussed and actions taken upon them? Well, we only had them. It's only been announced. It was only put up a day or so ago. So it'll be a while. Might be a day or two. Not sure. That one I don't have a good insight on. Pretty good idea by Hudson. Created targeted ads for people who searched Axion Hack on Google, watched Axion Hack related videos on YouTube, tweeted about Axion Hack. Ads that display something like Axion Revived or Axion Recovered to gain trust back. Interesting. So there's lots of different ones that you can go through and you can just click the like or whatever. What's this one here? Set up a link swap pool for future possible collaborations. That's another one. Why isn't someone tweeting every announcement? There seems to be room for a social media manager, someone who posts on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube daily, multiple times a day. This is important, it's not happening. Richard Hart tweeted about Hex every chance he got. Actually needs to adopt the same attitude. Give that a few little thumbs up there. So there's some pragmatic stuff on the stuff. Yeah. The other thing was that the chart got fixed. I don't know if you remember, the chart had an error in it, which the price mooned to 0016. Everyone became millionaires. So that was fixed. So the chart looks, pretty decent now. Of course, we had this legitimate spike back here. That went up to 000. 186, so it was kind of cool. What are some others ones here? That's quite a post. Might want to read through that. I might read through that on this chat. How about an Axion lottery? Maybe just a weekly thing where people can enter and potentially win a lot of Axion. To avoid it having to be minted or funded from the dev wallet, the Axion lottery could cost a certain number of Axion to enter. Those are always good. The lotteries are always good, so I'll give that a couple of thumbs up. Relaunch again and change BB system to random buyback. Yeah, nice one. I suppose relaunching. That's funny. What's this one here? The Gitcoin round is ending in a few days. How about we airdrop to everyone that donates a Gitcoin? Badger Deo is doing this. They are giving free Badger to everyone that donates a Gitcoin around 8. Onboarding people in every community this way. Interesting. Lock liquidity. Now this is a topic that we want to talk about, is locking liquidity. So we want to see that happen and spread the news that the only way to track investors. Yeah, so that's coming up in the next couple of days. It should only be a couple of days away, that lock liquidity. And then there's the liquidity amplifier, which will be maybe within 3 or 4 weeks. Crypto brick, what is Axion? So someone doing a new video. This one is just made, but yeah, contact Emmy if you have a badass. Have an idea, not a badass idea. It's pretty fun. There's some nice stuff happening in here. YouTube's it's sort of tutorial is cheap to make, so you can make tutorials pretty quickly. So some nice community ideas there. Send some Axion to Vitalik Butteran's wallet, yeah, and post it on Twitter. $130 is enough to beat his top 6 coin. There's some nice fun ideas in there. Just trying to look for some. Can we get on layer 2 scaling in interim to reduce transaction fees? That's a bit outside the scope of the request. Yeah, so a lot of people talking about liquidity lock as easiest and fastest option to be done. Is a must indeed. Very surprised why it's not been done yet though. I'll give that a nice up thing. But that's coming anyway. That was in the AMA from Jack. So, this is quite interesting. An infographic contest with the intention that it can be shared quickly and easily on Twitter. Winners get free Axion in the community. Just making share those infographics as much as possible. Yeah, I kind of like that. That's kind of cool idea. That's how I heard about Hex. It's simple and works effectively. Yeah. So infographics or a meme contest. So memes are really good, and obviously Hex did a lot of memes. Do a YouTube video competition, top 3 YouTube, get a video about Axion, get rewarded Axion. Yeah, I would actually add, on top of that, I'd probably add, well, that probably won't work, so I'll just ignore that. But daily YouTube short update vids, say only 10 minutes long, maybe a number of things could do this. I'm not sure daily is necessary, but certainly weekly maybe. Might take more than a week to implement. So some interesting ideas there. Brave ads, yeah, that might be actually, that's an interesting one. Brave ads, only 10,000 for a month, 7 million daily active users. Treasure right and Axion. Yeah, if you're going to do that, you need to have a call to action. You need to have like that trigger so that you can get that person to really actually click and get involved. But that's actually quite a nice idea. And I think the credit card's not out till late January, so that sort of news will be out more around then with Connect and stuff. So there's some interesting things going on there, but there's a lot more in there, so you can have a look through. Lock liquidity again, so you can see lock liquidity is a very popular thing amongst the community, but and that needs to be pushed out, but that still needs to be communicated. So we've got 14 people watching at the moment. Let's see what's happening in the chat. Alex K says moon soon. Little crypto. Laughing themselves off their seat. Shriek, when would the 55555 stackers get the NFT? That's pretty soon. That was in the recent announcement, announcements. And that was up here. Oh, there was update in the AMA, but I'd have to go and look for that. But it was in this one up here. Over these weeks, so in the weeks ahead, the liquidity distribution is there. So that was posted on the 9th of December. So that may be within the next week or two, and so just keep a lookout for that. Crypto Titu, welcome. Great to have you on here. Sheik 2777, that was a good question. Great to have you on here too. Is there any admin key in the Axion code? To the liquidity P, I think that's what people are talking about. Locked liquidity is. We'll see what happens there. So we're 40 minutes into the chat. We've had some good number of visitors, so it's been really cool. We've had some good amounts. Yeah, it's looking pretty healthy. So we've got about 5 minutes to go just to wrap up. So if anyone's got any questions in the chat, maybe someone in the community can answer those while you're on here. Anything around, often get a lot of comments on the chat is obviously around price, when price moons, which Alex has already answered, moon soon, is around Ethereum fees, withdrawing stakes, having issues with Ethereum, with that sort of stuff. So once again, you can go on Discord and type in exclamation gas, and you can find out about gas errors, gas fee errors, things like that. So it's good to know. But there's definitely a lot's happening on soon. Let's go back to that. Just jump down before we wrap up. Let's go to so that supercharge thing was actually about what they can do within a week. So some of those ideas fell out of that scope. But here's the Jax AMA. If you haven't gone through that, it's definitely worth a read. There's quite a lot of insights in there. So I'll just post that. You can visit that one. Definitely some insights in there. We did go through that in live stream about 2 days ago, so we won't go through that again. But he had some nice insights. The best thing is just to go through Jack's part, Jack's name, and then have a look at those. So that's pretty cool. But there's some interesting other groups on here. I think we had this new group. One of these groups is new. I think it was this, maybe the Chinese group. I think that might be new. So there's multilingual chats in there. You can see the different people chatting, which is really neat to see, right? So that's chatting in there. That's not new. Obviously, there's days in there, but I'm pretty sure one of these was a new chat. I thought it was. So there's German, Spanish, Russian. Yeah, if you haven't seen Crypto Dasher, she does some nice stuff on Axion. Pretty cool. I saw her on, just got recommended to me. So pretty interesting. We've got the French. Welcome, Viva la France. So we've got the French chat in here. So that's happening on there. And then we've also got the Netherlands. So if you speak any of those languages, you can pop in there as well. So that's pretty cool. If you're having any issue, there's the multimedia stuff in there. Axion Twitter media memes. There's the memes. I haven't looked at some of these memes recently. Let's jump to the end there. Yeah, so there's some stuff happening on there. If you like memes, you can get into there. Price feed, crypto news, networking, bot spam. There's some obviously archive channels in here, so you can have a look through those. Those are pretty neat. Well, after all that, we'll probably see you on the Discord. That's basically 45 minutes chat, and I think that was a pretty good coverage of what's going on at the moment. Obviously, the auction is closing soon, probably in a couple hours. Let's have a look. 4 hours and 18 minutes is the end of the auction. So, was it day 28, 29, 30, 31, 32? The day 32 is going to close in 4 hours and 18 minutes. And then we're on day 33 with about 4.4 million Axion in there. So that's small again. Once again, don't recommend going to those. They get oversubscribed at this level. Noting that the market price at the moment on Uniswap is 4.2 million. So just keep mind of that. I hope you enjoyed that. I'll be posting a video of the auction close as usual at the end of the day in about 4.5 hours. But thanks everybody for joining me on the live stream. Really cool, and I will catch you on tomorrow's live stream. And I will see you then. Cheers. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe.